hello, the workshop is rather full today. I have this back in my nemesis. This is the Prototype digital compact cassette / mini disc player. I couldn't get it working last time, if you recall, so I brought some help. I've got Ralf from the DCC Museum and I'm joined with Shazad, an expert in mini disc players. So I recall from last time I couldn't get this to work because it's lacking some sort of computer data signal coming in, and without that signal or knowledge of what it is, I've got no chance of taking it any further, and I told you all, don't bring it me back, I can't help. But it seems you've solved that.
So after the video that Mendemar posted about the Bose prototype car stereo, we received a lot of comments to visit a certain forum and talk about a body control module that this system would need to actually power up. It needed serial data to be injected with the correct VIN number of the car. We never knew that technology was already that far in 1995, but we were incorrect. So we got a little help from Gary Miles, who also found out that there was a 2006 Ford truck body control module that would work on this system and then allow the system to come alive, being powered on, and we could take it a step further. After we did those trials in the United States in Palm Springs at the DCC Museum, we had the car radio working, the DCC working, but not the mini disc. The mini disc would not take any discs in the stacker or changer, no matter what you call it. So then we found on several forums the name of Shazad Khan, who is a mini disc car specialist, and he actually lives semi-local 2 hours from here, so we invited him to be here today. And Shazad, tell us a little bit about what you do.
I repair in-car audio, especially mini discs. I've been a fan of mini discs for many years. I was over the moon when I was invited to come. I've watched Mark's videos and I'm just super excited.
I'm excited to see this working as well, and having this gadget in my hand is very useful because especially there's only 2 wires to connect. So here she is, and reminder for you, built in 1995, and Ralf has acquired the body control module from a 2006 Ford truck, which for some reason, by I'm going to call it a glitch, allows this to power up without any security. Well, I'll take that, and these are 2 wires that I need to connect, and at least it's got a plug that's pre-wired. That's an advantage too. Just plug these in and we're going with 13.8 volts, very much like a car battery. So negative on the black wire, I hope, and positive on there. It's also got preamp outputs here, which we're going to use, plug into my amplifier. Well, I hope this doesn't take my fingers off. No, good. It sounds a bit Norman Collier to me. Is that normal, Ralf?
No, this is not normal. Either the heads are dirty or something else, and I was wrong. It was tested before I took it over here, but let's check. There you go.
I'm going to try something a bit more analog in here. See how it sounds. Well, Belinda's sounding a little hoarse, so I think I know what the problem is. I think it's running too slow.
Yeah, if it's more than 10% slow, it'll cause the data to not be processed correctly, and then you get these hiccups as well. Wow.
So we may have diagnosed the first problem already. So we'll start with just tearing the lid off. Oh, I didn't mean to completely tear it off. Lift it off. So I'm assuming the speed's regulated by this motor here because it's got a little hole in it for a screwdriver. I'm going to connect the output to this frequency meter so I can use this test tape. This has got 3 kilohertz on there, and we can see how it measures. That is pretty low, 2.65 kilohertz. No wonder it's not working. Just bring it up. 3 kilohertz on the nose. We'll try it again now. Now it runs at the right speed. That sounds okay to me. We can take that out now. Well, that's the first in this workshop, a working digital compact cassette machine. Now for the mini disc player. If only I had some mini discs. Oh, perfect timing. I was instinctively going to put it in like that, like a floppy disk, but then I noticed it says insert this end. Okay, so in. Is it, I don't know. That's not working, is it? Oh, now we're stuck. It says no disc. I can see the disc. Any ideas?
There's a few things that could be up with it. First, it could be the sensors. It could be the actual motor. The motors could have died. It could be capacitors. Or, if all of them are working fine, there's a likely chance that it could be the actual IC driver that could be faulty. So what I would do first is check all the sensors first, and then just add some voltage, maybe 1.5 volts into the motors. Make sure that the motors are all working.
In other words, take it apart. It's my hobby. See if I can retrieve that disc. There we are. Nothing to see here. Pull this plug out. It's a bit tight. There we are. From what I remember last time, you have to take every single screw out of this thing to get the cover off. What a sneaky one here. Well, don't look now, Ralph. I'm about to pull your knob off. Sorry, children. I won't make any gags about screwing his nuts off, I promise. I'm now going to hopefully slightly lever this plastic tang, because I don't want to be the one who breaks any more of them off. So this should, hopefully... Oh. And this one. There we go. Trying to get to the tab on this to move it. Well, and that's not how I wanted it to go, but it's off. Well, there's another screw here. So that can come out now. Look, it's only on one plug, so that's no drama. So you can take the pot and power switch off, and this is the VFD inverter. That's out. I've got to bend this tab out of the way, which is not a great design if you ask me, but I can't see how else they got this thing in. There we go. That just swings out of the way now. Just pull these cables off and we're out. So there's our mini disc mechanism, and it's still firmly attached to the chassis. That won't take long. So these are torque strike screws, just to make life interesting. They do say variety is the spice of life, but I'm not sure they actually meant screw heads in the same device. So hopefully this just lifts out. Good if this board came with it. There we go. Now, taking another look at this mechanism, it's a stacking system. Now I don't know how many it holds, but maybe 4. And you can also see here these limit switches for the loader. Now, we need to check these, that's what Shazad tells me. Let's measure these 2 pins, just move the actuator. There we go. Got this one here. That's working. So this one's closed. I need to move the actuator out of the way. Whilst holding it all, I'll just pop a screwdriver in. And that's open. Okay, that's working. This one's measuring closed there and closed there. No, they're all closed together. I don't know how it's wired, that could be right. If I just jam the screwdriver in there, just to lever that. And now it's open, and this side's closed. That's probably right, it's doing something. So the mechanism switches are okay, so I'm going to look at the electronics. That's more my thing. So they've crammed all the electronics in one end of this, and there's 3 separate circuit boards, and on the front one, oh I do recall this, there's a bit of a burnt transistor. However, I recall it actually tests just fine. It's a PNP bipolar transistor, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Same as this one. just undo this little flat flex connector. Just split these apart. There we go. Well, this looks very suspicious. This LB1649 looks like it's caught fire, but there is a solder bridge across there. That's never going to be helpful, and that's the motor output shorted to ground. We might be lucky. I'm just going to unsolder that and see if it works. Not sure how this is going to react to me, to be honest, because it looks like burnt. There's going to be no flux left, so I'm going to put a bit more on. I don't know how much heat I've got to get in. Well, that's removed the short. Actually, on reflection, the more I look at it, the more I'm convinced that chip's knackered. I'm going to desolder it and test it out of circuit. That board's quite burnt and there's a little bit of damage on the ground connection there, but nothing too serious, nothing we can't get over. I've done a little bit of internet digging about this chip. This is actually a dual motor driver, and in this case it's operating the mini disc stacking mechanism and the loader motor. And I think it's damaged, pretty sure it's damaged. I'm just going to bell these out of the multimeter, especially the motor terminals compared to the power supply. So these are the 4 outputs, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then the power supplies come in, you got the ground on the centre tabs and then the positive feed on pin 1 and pin 7. Let's have a look. So I'm going to check from ground on the tab to the motor terminal here. 0.6 volts drop there, that sounds alright. Same over here. What about this one here? Nothing, this isn't good. Yeah, this is the side where the short was. I'm also going to check the power supply pin. So this is for the what looks to be the OK side. 1.84 volts drop, and the same there. I'll spin this round because it's just a mirror image. Nothing there, and nothing there. It looks like this is blown open from the power supply, like its own fuse is in there. But I have got a data sheet for that part, but I don't actually have one of them in stock, which is a bit of a problem. Now Shazad's been busy looking through his stock he's brought along trying to find one the same, and he's drawn a blank as well. This is rather typical for this repair. So in the meantime, I'm going to check there's no other surprises lurking. So I'll fetch this board off as well, so we have a good look at what's on it. Check there's nothing blown up on that. Just pop that up. Try not to tear this. That'd be a bad problem. I think this is for the optical pickup, because you can see all sorts of markings on here like F+, SP+, that's focus and spindle and sled movement. No burnt chips, nothing looking scorched. You've got an electrolytic cap to check though. So we're looking for a good low ESR, and yeah, that's not bad. We'll just separate these two boards. There's only 2 cables to worry about. There we go. Let's check these caps. Looking for a good low ESR, which that is. And here, also good. This one's fine. Not brilliant, but not the problem. And the power board's actually got 6 electrolytics, little ones dotted about. I have to check these from the other side because they're through hole. There's the first one, it's decent, and that one, okay, also fine. Let's check here, that one's okay, and finally this one. The electrolytic caps all check out okay really, so they're not the problem. I need to check what's killed that chip. Was it that solder blob, or are the motors faulty? Which motors? You can see these thick tracks here from the motor driver go to this socket here. So I'm going to guess from here, just rattle down. Oh, straight away found it. Pin 20. Wow, so this one right next to it maybe? Yes it is. And over here. No. Oh, okay. Pin 3. and pin 2. Pins 19 and 20, these larger tracks at the bottom, snake all the way around here and go to this connector here. And this cable goes all the way around here, down here. Where's it going? To this motor here. I think this drives the stacker mechanism. Pins 2 and 3 here, also thick tracks, snake all the way around here onto this connector. And if we follow these slightly thicker traces round, they follow this flat flex cable all the way around here, onto here, round here. Oh, where is it going? All the way around here. What's under there is this motor here. I think this must be the loader mechanism. That makes sense. I'm going to test these motors at a rather balmy 2 volts. So here goes. Well, that looked perfectly good. Put it back the other way. Nice. Now for the other motor, we see the roller running. That's encouraging. Well, the motors are working fine, which is very good news because they'd have been very difficult to replace. So it looks like Shazad was absolutely right. Driver chips tend to go on these. Who knew? Well, Shazad did. So it's still not working, but we're a lot closer, and that's some good pointers. Thank you, Shazad, for your help.
You're welcome.
Okay. And thanks for bringing it again, Ralf.
Absolutely.
Catch you all next time.
Bye.